Woo! Werewolves of London. Hey. Hi. I don't expect there's going to be many people in here, but that's okay. That's okay. Just talk about some stuff. How does that sound? I'm going to play this. I'll be right back.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
No, that one sucks. Let's try this one. Hey, hi. How is everybody? Oh, okay, crime news with Teresa. Hi, sweetheart. Hopefully I'll just bore you to death and you can get to sleep. Irish badass. I love that name. OG London girl. Bonjour. Hola. Hola. Wait, what are we doing? Hey. Okay, fine. Hey, Yaya. You're up late or early. I don't know. Yeah. So, no, just, I guess I was having trouble sleeping. Dang, 11 p.m. and you're supposed to be sleeping. Go to sleep, small wildflowers. Go to sleep. Yes, there's always replay. And, when I'm on these lives like this, it's just dingus stuff. Go to sleep, baby. Hey, Burden. Hi, sweetheart. Elon, your future ex-hubby. Looking forward to that alimony. Pa-ching. Yep. Yes. Well, I'm blaming the full moon eclipse, the lunar eclipse. I don't know what time it's supposed to happen, but my thumbnail is actually... Oh, hang on just a second. My thumbnail is a picture I took outside in my yard. And I don't know how I get that. But anyway, maybe it's here. Look. Let me see. No. Oh, here. Maybe this works. Great. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so my thumbnail is the picture I took of the moon out in my yard. And it's pretty. But the energy has been really weird lately. Oh, yeah. Neat. Yeah, I just lit one up here. 2 a.m. there. Okay. No, that's fine. Go to sleep. Cash. Hi, baby. Yeah. So this whole lunar thing, right? Oh, yes, you quit 2 weeks ago. Good for you. I'm so proud of you. I need to. It's disgusting. Okay. So this is what we're working with here. Bada, bada, bada. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Ding, ding, ding. This is a handy guide to the lunar eclipse in Libra. That's what we're doing. Boom. So, yes, it's the beginning of eclipse season. Every eclipse means that there's change energies happening. So, the lunar cycle operates on the reliable rhythm of the sun and moon, known as the luminaries, as they move through their 28-day orbit. Kind of like a menstrual cycle, isn't it? Anyway. This phenomenon occurs 3 to 7 times each year, and when it does, the moon perfectly aligns with the sun and the earth. New moons transform into solar eclipses when the sun is shadowed by the moon, and full moons become lunar eclipses when the moon is shadowed by the earth. So we talked about the April 8th solar eclipse that's coming up, which is on a new moon. Yeah, it's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. All over crazy. It's like a lunar eclipse. Yes, tinfoil hat, Cash. Thank you. A lunar eclipse, a full moon lunar eclipse, actually kind of amplifies the energy of a full moon. It happens 3 or 4 days before and 3 or 4 days after. This one, however, has looked full for 3 days. So this one, lunar eclipses are also incredible periods of discovery, breakthroughs, and integration. Under this enchanted sky, new pathways open, brilliant ideas emerge, and the truth, the good, bad, and ugly, is revealed. As we receive pivotal information about the most meaningful circumstances in our life, we can adjust and pivot accordingly for fresh opportunities. This lunar eclipse occurs on the Aries Libra axis. Oh no. And I don't really know enough about astrology to dig into that. Oh yeah, and I'm attempting to move right in the middle of it. It's been ridiculous. We're squirrels. Yes. Oh, we're squirrels. And I got a cat playing with toys behind me. I don't know if you can hear it. But anyway, no, it's not a homework one. No, this is just a whatever. Chatty, ranty, snarky, whatever. But what I was reading. Oh, and you get to have a meeting with your manager about your attitude this week. Excellent. Yes. Whew. So hopefully you can wait until Thursday or Friday for that when all of this lunar weirdness goes away. Because honestly, the energies are just freaked out right now. Freaked out right now. And you don't believe me? All the wars everywhere are escalating. Ukraine has been bombing over the last month or so. Oil refineries and thermonuclear power plants and things like that inside Russia. And so Russia decided that they were going to bomb this big dam in the Ukraine, which actually feeds the largest thermonuclear plant on the European continent. The largest. It has 6 reactors to it, which this dam provides water for it. So there's only one line, one power grid line coming out of the reactor now, the power plant, to feed all of the Ukraine. Yeah. So the war stuff is crazy. And then, of course, ISIS did a big attack at a concert hall in Russia. And even though ISIS said, hey, we did it, Russia thinks it's the United States, or it's actually the Ukraine backed by the United States, and da-da-da-da-da. So y'all, I mean, we're in for it. And if you don't think it's not going to affect you here, you're wrong. You're wrong. But here's kind of the cool thing. Gosh, stop nibbling. Go. How are you? Yeah, so something interesting that I read was that this moon cycle in Libra started October 14th, 2023. Nicole B, hi, baby. Yeah. And does it sound a little weird that maybe Hamas started bombing Israel on October 7th, which is right before this time? So fortunately, this eclipse today is the ending of that 6-month cycle. So it's the culmination of all of the things. It's the endings, and tomorrow's the new beginnings. And we need to choose. We need to choose every day. We're going to choose violence. We're going to choose attack mode. Or we're going to choose kindness. And it's not just this side of YouTube, because don't ask me why, but I was subscribed, which I didn't subscribe to, but something came up on my feed that said I was subscribed and the bell was set to all. Somebody I'd never heard of before. So I thought, what? I'll click on that. And I clicked on it. And the channel is called Hell to the No. I'd never heard of them before. So I clicked in the live chat and I didn't recognize anybody in there. I'm sorry, Burden. I'm sorry. Everybody's going through something. But anyway, so I went in this live chat and I didn't know anybody in there. And the people on panel were talking about people I'd never heard of. And I'm like, how in the world am I subscribed to this person? And I kind of figured they must have bought subscribers somewhere, and YouTube said, here, have Grandma Sherry. I don't know. But here's the fun thing. You know how we have live streams and panels about other creators? I guess in our little circle of the world, Bullhorn Betty and Laura and Queen Bee and Joneson seem to be the big attraction. Every once in a while you get a granny's watching bash stream or something along that line. But the funny thing was that these panel people were doing the exact same thing for the people that I don't know. For the people that I don't know. And I felt like I was in a parallel universe or something weird. Oh my God. So it's not just here, it's everywhere. It's on a global front. It's on a YouTube front. It's probably in your personal life. Detective Ken and Rabbit blogger thing. Huh. They have integrity. Yes, they do. I don't know who Detective Ken is, but yay. Drop his link, Cash. But anyway, so like I said, I was having trouble sleeping. And that I would just come live. I got all kinds of stuff I could talk to you about. Oh, yeah, no, it's all good. Unsolved no more. Oh, the big beefy guy. Oh, yeah. Nah, I know who that is. Yep. Unsolved no more. Hey, it's the Matrix. Yes, it's ironic. Hi. I know, Cash. You don't have to keep telling me. Ken Maines. Yes. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. The year of truth things coming to the surface. Yes. It is possible, but not probable. Gotcha, buddy. Gotcha. I think I dropped a link. Did I drop a link? Yes, I did. Let me pin this bad boy. Just come up here and talk for a little bit. See what's going on. Oops. Give me a second. Anyway, so yeah. What? Oh my gosh. Unsolved. I watched him. He always has his comments turned off. I can understand why. I watched this guy called True Crime Rocket Science. True Crime Rocket Science. I think that's his name. The guy from South Africa. He's got a really cool accent. The most authentic voice in true crime. Let me see. Yeah, True Crime Rocket Science. Hang on. He was talking about YouTube creators being tragedy pimps. And I thought it was kind of interesting because he doesn't know a lot about Delphi. He's not doing the Delphi thing. But he does like John Benet Ramsey's written like 100 and something books on different true crime things. It's really kind of cool. Sometimes he gets a little weird and I don't visit, but then other times he goes through and kind of reviews the cases and things like that. Anyway, so Ken Maines turning off his comments reminded me of True Crime Rocket Science because when he was a very small channel, one of his subscribers said, "I love your stuff. You're the most authentic voice in true crime." So that's what he uses. And he gets, "Hey, Nanya. SM reviews with him." Ken Maines? Oh, but anyway, so people been pushing back going, you're not authentic and you're not blah, blah, blah. And so he was kind of explaining in this video tonight, what authentic is. And it's none of the speculation or all of the drama, that kind of thing. Not even close to Ken Maines. He is. Nickel Bully case, like Grizzly. Yeah. Cold opens for Parks and Recs comedy and music when there's too much negativity. Yes. Yes. I watched a lot of SM reviews with him. Oh, SW reviews. Oh, okay. Ken Maines? Or True Crime Rocket Science? I don't know. But anyway, he was talking about YouTube creators who clickbait, and that seems to be a very popular thing with some of the creators, especially with the Sebastian Rogers search and what's been happening down. Oh, you mean TCRS and Grizzly are hypocrites? Oh, Grizzly. Controversy happening. A lot of people respect Gisela. But, going down, acting like they're going to be searching, they're going to be doing something wonderful, and, putting their thumbnails saying live search. And then this is on the eve of when the Cajun Navy and Sebastian's biological father, Seth, had said, hey guys, let's hold off for 24 hours. We're going to get our stuff together. We want to talk to people who have already searched and, coordinate efforts that way. And if you want to help, yay. But let's do it together. Let's do it in an organized manner. And a bunch of people, I guess people who were anticipating their super chats and more views for being live down there, got ticked off at Cajun Navy. And, first they say that they want help, and then they say they don't. No, that's not what they said. They happen to have said, we're trying to get our stuff together. We're going to do this in an organized manner. We want to be as efficient as we can, because Cajun Navy do not get paid. They're all volunteers. They have to take off work. They take sick days or vacation days or whatever when they go do these things. And it's not just missing people. They go for natural disaster relief after hurricanes and after tornadoes and things like that. So they're pretty cool. Oh, yeah. You need to review who you're subscribed to? Yeah, because they're not hitting the spot. Exactly. I feel very torn. We are mad at the people who do it, but not the people who support it with views or financials. I don't know. If no one watched, people wouldn't do it. Right now, they'd still do it. It's as old as the hills. There's a story in the Bible where a bunch of these religious guys caught this, woman of ill repute, and they were going to stone her. First time in months the other day. It were not good. Oh, yeah. But anyway, so they're going to stone her. So Jesus walks in and he says, hey, any of you guys without sin cast the first stone. But here's the deal with that. It says the crowd dissipated. Old as the hills, that people going to want to, look at the drama. They're going to want to look at the trauma. They're going to, stop to see the train wreck or the car wreck or the fight or whatever. And so there's always going to be people who like that. There's always going to be people who like that. I've seen in some chats where people are like, yeah, I'm here for the drama. So you feel like if they had 100 people in chat, they would still do it instead of 10,000? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. If they had 100 people in their chat that encouraged them to go somewhere and, sent them money, yeah, they'd go, because JLR was out doing stuff before he had his 140,000 or whatever he has right now. You watched Nancy Grace today? I mean, some will never change their mind ever. Yep, subs create a lot of drama. Yeah, they do. Oh, you found a vape. Whew, thank goodness. Yeah. And so, hey, Earth. Hi, baby. How are you? I don't mind seeing some things, but searching is hard. No, for me. Yeah. Yeah. Um, you can argue black is white, but never convince. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, that I'm actually at this place. I'd like to get a bunch of people together and maybe you guys can help me. Okay? And we'll just use VHB as an example, okay? Hey, Deets. Put me to sleep with that soothing voice. Hi, baby. Hi, Ellie. Maybe you guys could help me. And like I said, we'll use Bullhorn Betty, okay? So, and this is a question for everybody. A piece of cord. I don't mind seeing the neighborhood or the local terrain. That's nice to be able to see, but outside of that, no doorsteps, nothing else like that. Yeah. Well, I kind of like the thing where the reporter shows up and they're standing outside the police department or whatever, and they're giving updates on what's happening. You know what I mean? But they're not out there in everybody's way. Just finished a video. Oh, man, I watched your video today about, what is it, Truth Finder UK? And the shit that he's doing? Oh, my goodness. Oh. Look at all my sweethearts in here. Hi, honey bunnies. Hi. But anyway, okay, so Bullhorn Betty, right? And then we have clip channels, we have commentary channels, and all of that kind of stuff. And so I'm wondering, and here's the big question, what is the end game of all that? Now, I can understand like Earth's video warning about this Truth Finder UK who's striking people and calling CPS and doing swatting calls and all of this stuff that's just horrendous, right? I can understand those because this guy is a hazard. He's scary. He's horrible. But if we're constantly covering BHB, just day in, day out, okay, I can understand Quentin Simon House because that was a freaking circus, an absolute nightmare. Oh, OG London girl. Oh, be careful. The goal was to bring awareness for people to see, but I feel like it did the opposite, drew people into those people, in my opinion. Yes. Okie chit, you stay quit. Right. Bring awareness for people to see horrendous actions. Right? we don't go to people's houses and yell outside baby killer bullhorns, and they did the same thing at the laundries. Deets, yeah, she got some stamina. I don't know, guys. She's on like crouton duty all day, and then she comes and she researches stuff, and she's on the ball with her live streams, and yeah, I don't know. I'm like, 2 hours, I'm gone. But I can understand that kind of thing. Leave the victim's family alone. Don't be all up in their yard. Don't be doing stuff like that. You were born that way? Okay. Add the Nancy Grace interview to the queue, please. Tomorrow? Yes. What I've learned over time, though, is those same people will continue what they're doing because it's not illegal, just immoral by some people. Okay. All right. It is a distinct lack of basic decency, respect, and empathy. Yes. Okay. Those kinds of behaviors, yes, definitely call them out. But when it gets down into nitpicking every stream that BHB does, nitpicking her mispronunciation of words, or her rants, or her cooking, or her hair, what is the end game with that? What is the end game with that? Yeah, Deets, what time? What time? So the Dollies of the world will always do it because it makes them money. There's nothing to make them stop, and there's so many of them. Yes, for sure. Her words are enough. Humiliation? Is it to cancel her? To make her so upset that she wants to quit live streaming or being a YouTube person? Is that it? Do not attack unintelligently. That's where we lost people because it became personal, in my opinion. Okay, can't disagree there. But on the whole, and I know she spreads misinformation and disinformation, and when people call her out about, that's wrong or whatever, that she's going to blame something else. Yes, the nitpicking streams, because, ma'am, you do not have mirrors in your own house. Okay. It gets ridiculous and really is harassment. I think it just shows the type of person they are that they are doing it. I don't know why this case is making me emotional like Quentin Simon's case did. This is why I can't do true crime. Yeah. For some, I would say yes, they want her to be gone off the platform. For some, no, they want to see change. Okay, change. So if we bring up foibles all the time, and we're going to look at this with the glasses of perception, okay, the way you perceive things to be. And they don't want them gone. Who would they bash then? You agree, but it's the hypocrisy that angers you. Yeah. In your opinion, but if she has an audience, there's always going to be an audience. Oops. 20 minutes behind and they here have Grandma Sherry made me giggle. Oh, hang on just a second. Just a second. Testing your speakers. Hi.
Hey.
There you are. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, good morning.
I wanted to make sure you weren't somebody weird that's going to ping bomb me.
That's a good call.
Yeah, because you never know. Let's see what we got going here. I think it just makes her lash out and act out more. It doesn't encourage her to be better. Yeah. Hi, 8675309. Mm-hmm. Just don't give them attention. Like her subscribers and viewers or the people reviewing her?
I agree with the lash out part. But that's just my opinion, and then I think they poke and they poke and they poke for whatever reason, whether it's because of change or because it brings content or what, but they continue to poke on everything, including personal looks and going into her chat and all the things. And when she lashes out, then that's more content. And it's, see, look how crazy she is. She's off the handle. Listen, I'd be off the handle too. People can only be backed into a corner so long or in a certain way before it's like a dog getting backed into a corner and feeling threatened, and they attack out of defense. And so it can happen easier with people that have a PTSD or childhood trauma, other mental health situations going on. But that's never considered because it's the internet. That tends to be the answer nowadays. Well, it's just the way of the internet. And
Yeah.
it is, and it sucks. So if people don't like it, we're supposed to remove ourselves. And I mean, I'm right about there myself personally, because I'm not into the internet ways of things. But I do agree that it does cause her to lash out.
Yeah. And I saw a stream tonight where they were consoling somebody saying, oh, they just want to make you lash out. And I don't think that was the point at all. But do you think you prefer dogs? Oh, okay. I turned up Burden's mic. Is that better?
I've been having, well, because I don't really plan to do any streaming anymore, other than if I were to maybe join a panel. I disconnected my headset, and so I've been trying to get my TV to work so I don't have to wear a stupid headset anymore. I've had it on for 2.5 years, always, and I'm like, I don't even need this anymore. But it's all messed up, so I apologize. It could be my fault. I can try to
No,
fix
no.
it.
I think you're fine. Is she good? Did it? Guys, chat. I mean, I turned you up in StreamYard, and I'm not having a problem, so I don't think they are.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, yeah. So Dietz keeps saying that Earth has a black heart, and then Dietz says, "I like the black heart because it pops against the white background." And Dietz, a lot of people use dark mode. Let's see.
By the way, hey everybody. Sorry if I haven't said hi.
Uh-oh. I'm just going to show you real quick. See? Dark mode. Oh my goodness. No, we don't want to be in there. But I just wanted to show you dark mode. You don't feel like many people are covering BHP right now, and I'm still here for spreading misinformation. So I don't think that works. I don't know.
I noticed that too.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that for the last 2 years or something, that people have been covering her misinformation and showing, what she does wrong and, her rants and all that stuff. And cash. Oh, it's all good. Okay, thanks. Her voice. She's a little cutie, not the ball. Oh, okay. Yes, you have to do what's best for you. It does make my heart sad. I'll stalk you to the panels you go to, though. I think they were only focusing on the misinformation and correcting it. It would be helpful. The hate streams are out of control. Dark mode. How many people use dark mode? Put a 1 if you use dark mode. Oh, that. Oops, wrong. Yes. Teeny weeny bop. Sweetheart. Hi. Kia ora, Amelia. How are you, sweetheart? Dark quadrant they are. Not even police chases? Bop.
Sorry. Not right now, no.
Okay. Hi, Center. Chat takeover. When other groups come into a creator's platform, change the topic by attacking creators and people in the chat. Chat takeover. Gotcha. Sweetheart, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Off topic, but not. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Martin Luther King Jr. was a good figure. If he was a good guy. 1 if Martin Luther King Jr. was a good guy. Hi. We were chatting this week and I was saying that it seems like people are drawn to the speculation of the cases. Very drawn. MLK Jr., what do you think, Bob? He a good guy?
Do I think Martin Luther King Jr. is a good guy?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about him. The little bit that I do know, I think he intended good and he meant good.
Okay. Relative. No one is perfect. Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of an American question. But here's the thing. Martin Luther King Jr. was on the FBI's list as a national security threat. National security threat.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not sure that. I don't know what their reason. Do you know what the reasoning was?
Yeah, because he was bucking against the status quo.
Right.
He saw some injustices that was happening in the civil and the legal realms, specifically against African Americans. And he was very vocal about that. He was also very vocal that we need to live in unity, in love, that all men are created equal, that he had a dream that one day a man will be judged by the content of his character and not the color of his skin. You would cover Dolly and BHB? I don't feel like going live anymore. Oh, I understand. Anyone was on the same list, yeah. I can see that. He was very threatening to what they wanted to see happen. Yes. Yep, says more about the FBI than him. But here's the thing. Okay, same for Nelson Mandela, yeah. he inspired people to want to be better. Exactly. So if we're going after BHB or Dolly or whoever else is vile out there in the YouTube universe, if we're going after them, trying to inspire them to be better, and it doesn't seem to be working, what's the end game? Look at the government today, they're still doing it. Yeah, exactly. Gandhi, yes. Mm-hmm. All men are born equal. Some are born more equal than others. No, don't time out, London. Cash, unless she agreed to it. Our rules, consensual timeout only. But yeah, I mean, because I'm, like I was saying, this lunar energy is kind of like magnified with the eclipse. And this is the end of a 6-month period of time. What began in October, on October 14th, 2023, ends tonight with this full moon. And we start something new tomorrow. So I've been doing a lot of praying, of meditating, of figuring out what the heck is going on, because it just seems like, there's escalation of war everywhere, and there's escalation of war on YouTube. And I've heard of so many people that are dealing with stuff in their families, and most of this is sicknesses and tragedies and things like that. She likes the Fight Club in your therapy set. Oh.
867 statement, hatred and anger doesn't really encourage anyone to do better. I agree. The only way to encourage people to do better is for us to be better. And I've spoken on this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. You go ahead. You finish. I'm sorry.
I spoke on the. I forgot. ADHD. Sorry. I don't remember my own thought now. It's okay. If it comes back, I'll tell you. I forgot now.
The only way to do better is to be better, is what you were talking about.
Yeah. I was gonna say I spoke on it before, but now I don't know where I was going with it. It's okay. If I remember, I'll say something. Yeah, for sure. Squirrel moment, for sure. They're very easy.
Yes, Helena Bonham Carter grandma is mine. Am I Helena Bonham Carter? Because I love her. Oh, I love her. But anyway, yes, lead and live by.
No, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, you go.
I had talked, and I don't even know where it was, about when it was a discussion that got brought up. It was a side topic, I suppose, but it was about abusive or difficult relationships with somebody that is a broken individual, and some of us think we can save them or help them, better them, guide them, show them the love that they've never known. They grew up not knowing what love was, never experiencing it, and you thought you could love them into a difference. And I had shared how what it tends to do, though, to the other individual, we do it because of our sensitivity, our empathy, and we give so much of ourselves to them. But because they're broken, they actually are bleeding out all over us, and then it causes damage and trauma. And it tends to break a lot of us that have been in those kind of relationships. And so you end up being hurt quite a lot along the way. So back to that topic of, with the change, you know, to do better others, you and us, we need to be better. But it doesn't mean that there aren't going to be a lot of injuries and ultimately scars that come along the way. And so, I don't know. I very much do compare my experience here as a creator online. I can feel parallels with it.
Yeah.
That it doesn't really matter how you cover cases in a respectful way, or it just doesn't matter, because that's not what people want. Back to a statement earlier about people watching. The numbers don't lie. They show what they want. YouTube is intended for entertainment. So it's not really the place to be putting, I guess, people want entertainment. That's the reason for YouTube. They're in the right spot. Makes sense, right? It's not really something people come to unless you want to know how to like fix something real quick. But I don't know. I just I don't. And then you add in money. I think that just kind of adds a whole nother layer to the reasoning, because I had seen some good on X at the start of me being on YouTube, because they weren't getting money. So the people that were working together to help with cases, they were all in on it just to help because they truly cared. And that tends to be a reason now with YouTube that, well, people make money off it, or that's how they pay their bills. And so they got to do what the subs want. It does add some influence in their decision making of what they cover or how they cover, in my opinion. And that is so much the reason why
The link is pinned, Deeds. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, the link is pinned. Coming on.
That's why I was so against monetizing. Because I've never, ever, I didn't come here for money. Even though my boyfriend had tried all along, and he finally stopped trying to encourage me because he knows me. He knows my heart, and he knows
that you actually care about the cases and the people and all of that stuff. One moment,
right.
please.
It's me.
Deets.
It's me.
Yes. Can I hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Maybe it's my earbud. Paging Grandma and Burden.
I can hear you.
Okay, I hear you now.
Yes. Can you hear a Burden?
Yeah, I can hear her.
Okay, cool.
Please finish your thought, Burden.
Earth.
I don't remember it.
No,
It's okay. It's okay.
You know, you were talking about with your boyfriend and monetization, and you not wanting to get monetized, and your reasoning for that.
Yeah, he has stopped asking or encouraging or pushing me to monetize. And even with the conversation at Queens, and it made perfect sense what everyone was saying, right? YouTube, they're not going to push me out any of my content if I'm not doing anything for them. And it all makes sense. But I wasn't here for the growth. I wasn't here. I apologize if I have to keep stopping. This is very emotional for me.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I
Take your time, sweetheart.
wasn't like this.
No. There's a lot of people feeling the way you are. So I'm glad you're willing to come up here and talk about it.
Grandma's right. There is a lot of people feeling that way.
Deets, you're going to have to talk a little bit louder.
Like, Grandma's right. There is a lot of people feeling that way.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
I was just telling Nanya today when we were talking that this might get me some shade from some people, but we preach and preach like, we're not here for the drama, we're here for the true crime, and people need to be here more for the true crime and not the drama. And then you do a stream, and the people that that are there for the first part of it, for the crama portion, they dip out when you get to the true crime portion. It's blatantly obvious, and it makes you wonder, well, are you really here for what you say you're here for? So no, you're not the only one seeing it.
I was muted. Yeah, I was muted. I was so I was looking at various creators within our little YouTube universe here to see the views, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. And some creators don't cover any true crime unless there's some sort of drama that's attached to it, like the Karen Reed case, right? And Summer Wells, all kinds of speculation. And then Madeline Soto's kind of died down because they arrested Stefan, but they don't really cover things unless there's something juicy and horrific. You know, if it's just a missing person, then it doesn't get much attention.
Mm-hmm.
The chroma plays for money are so clear. You are not one of them, Bob. Sadly, chaos and drama sell on any platform.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It is 8675309.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a weak thing. It doesn't make you a weak individual to show emotions. It
No,
shows that you're human and you're brave.
and when you get to a point where your heart is so broken because everything you see around you, especially here in the chroma community on YouTube, is disheartening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I understand where Bob is, because she sincerely cares about the victims and the families, and does research and follow up on them, and it's just, it doesn't, people just don't come in for that. There are a few,
Mm-hmm.
a few faithful ones that come in, but
I just went into my other room and my boyfriend was there, and I just told him it's hard, and it being the first time that I've actually spoke the words out loud on here, that I'm, man, it's so hard to say it, that I'm not covering true crime anymore. It's hard to say it out loud, and because I came here because I care so much and wanted to help, and so to be done with it is painful too, because I care so much. I don't even know. I don't know if it makes any sense to other people, but
it does.
it does make sense. It does make sense, and it's a sad thing, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sad thing, because there are so few creators like you that truly care, that give just facts, and I loved your true crime, because you would say this is what law enforcement says, and then somebody in chat would come up with,
Mm-hmm.
but he was probably abducted by aliens, and that was usually me. But
yes.
some sort of speculation that was out there, and you would address it and bring it back to facts. Hi, Pixie. How are you? Like Dietz does that.
But not the way Burden does. She's amazing at it.
Hey, Twist. Yeah. Maybe Burden can be your co-host. Gavel Geeks and Burden
I
and
would be
Dietz.
honored. Some of my
That
favorite true crime memories are with Burden. Talking
that
true
would
crime.
be like the dream team right there.
I think you get emotional, and it's not because of the others or anything like that people might think it's about. It's a change when you decide to make a decision to make a change. It's like a release of emotions.
Mm-hmm. It is. And it's also, it's an ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like there is grief that goes along with that. She is the sweetest, most caring woman I've ever known. I will be forever grateful to have gotten to know her, just like Dietz on the street. Yes. Dream team. Yes.
I'm sorry that I'm emotional. I didn't want to.
Don't apologize. I love that about you.
I
But
personally, I just can't take what I see online, the handling of the cases. It just affects. It's just all too much, and I don't see any care. I don't see. It's not for the victims. It's not for their family. It's not for the community. It's not to bring awareness. And again, sure, the answer for people can be, well, it's because they make a living, so they have to do what their subs want. I can't I don't know. And I know a lot of people have opinions on this, different directions, but just for me, I can't.
I think that's what made you such a great true crime creator, is because you're extremely empathetic to what the victims are going through. And not many people on this platform are.
look what Pixie said.
Mm.
The more the good ones have to leave, the more we are left with the yuck. You guys make the community a better place. Oh, Earth. You can troll us up here if you want.
Earth is the funniest.
How she is. Also, having a pause is fine. This time period in the world is lots of change. Sometimes a regroup is good too. Yes.
I agree with London. It doesn't have to be forever. Sometimes it's really nice to step away and look at things
Yeah,
from a different perspective.
exactly.
I think if I were to do any thing in the future, because like Nicole had asked about like the police chase, and I just said not right now, because I'm just not in a good space, and I don't really want to put that upon other people. It's just nah. But if I did come back, maybe something like that, or I don't know, but I am done with the putting awareness
Yeah.
on cases, because I asked you the last time, actually, you were up in the middle of the night, and I had been thinking back then about it, that I wonder if I'm contributing in any way to the pain that's being caused to the communities and families of or the victims themselves. And uh, much like we can't control other people, right? So no matter how you cover the tragedy pimps,
Mhm.
they're going to do what they're going to do. We can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. Okay, so then my answer is I can cover things in a way that I feel is respectful and responsible. But what I can't do is I feel I'm bringing these awareness to cases to creators, and once it's in their hands, I can't control how it's handled, how they handle it. And so why am I going to continue to bring attention at all to these to the victims, knowing how majority of these creators handle these cases? It's much like when I talked about like doing interviews. I don't go asking for them to come and do an interview. If they ask me if they can, it would. I've always said I don't think it's a good idea, and that I can put out info to the channel without them having to be the ones talking, discussing. If they still insist, it wouldn't have ever been alive. It would have been recorded out of protecting them, their family, personal info, stuff they don't realize. Some of these people, majority of them, have no idea the beast that is true crime online,
Social
Mhm.
media.
both the creators and the subs. And I feel like it would have been me opening the door to a lion's den. And so I've realized that it's not even just with the interviews, it's me actually putting out any of it. I had somebody tell me, like, well, you bring the original attention, and then the subs maybe ask other bigger creators, hey, will you cover it? And then it gets more coverage by them. And I think that's when it kind of really pieced everything together for me, that I really am still contributing to the problem, because I view it personally as a problem with what's happening today, nowadays, with true crime
Mhm.
online.
Can I give you an example of what I think you're saying?
Yeah.
It's almost like you're saying that you have the answer key to the quiz, and then other bigger creators are taking the answer key and just muddying it all up and making the test horrible. Like you have all the facts, you have all the information, and you lay all that out crystal clear, but then it gets dispersed and messed up and even muddier, and so you feel like you're adding to the problem by doing that. Is what you're
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Mhm. I think that's it. Thank you, Cash. He calls you Mbop. I'll just be honest and kind. Thank you, sweetheart.
$9.99. I'm noting that in my notebook, Cash. I'm gonna turn it into the authorities,
Your
the
pocket
higher
watch.
ups.
Your pocket watching.
I pocket watch Cash. I have
Ah,
a ledger on him. With
gotcha.
he's trying to suss me out in the Illuminati, so I gotta keep track of what he's doing.
Yep. Yep. You Illuminati girl, you.
Mm.
Yeah. No, but I understand that, because if you have somebody that wants their child's information, missing child, out there, help me find this person. And you're like one of the first people to put it out. And then those other people, hang on just a second. Is this really Earth?
Yes, Grandma.
Aye, okay. You're not going to peen on me, are you?
No.
Okay. All right. They mix all the answers up and the class fails, and then Bob feels like she let the class down? Maybe?
That might, maybe. Yeah, I feel like I'm letting the victims down. Like I'm here to help them, and I feel like I'm ultimately harming them. And I can't. I can't be okay with me. Whether, again, I know a lot of people are going to think this is so stupid, and she's such an idiot being so emotional. Like, gosh, how dramatic.
Well,
I
those
don't know.
people are stupid then.
Call me what you want. This is who I am, and I have to be true to. I mean, it's been eating me up for so long that I just can't. I can't continue with it. With, like I said, there's a lot of things people do that I've said. Like if I did it, Charlotte's case, and me saying how I know I'm not an idiot. Like I know how to grow a channel. I'm not here to do that. And I had asked myself the hard question during that case when they said I was going to go out and search. And then that first evening, they said for people to please stay away so that the searchers could do what they needed to do. And so I'm like, well, I can't search. And then I asked myself the hard question of, well, can you ride the line? Can you go out there and just maybe film like the location and kind of give a perspective of the area, the foliage, et cetera, and or foliage, whatever. And I couldn't. I had a meltdown. I really trying to see if I could force myself to be a little bit, in my opinion, a shitbag. I hurt myself off of even trying to contemplate it, questioning it. And so there's nothing in me that can do it. And if I ever did, I couldn't lay my head down at night and be okay with who I am. And now it's to the point where I feel like I can't lay my head down at night if I continue, just dishing these victims out to people who I feel are harmful. How are you, Earth, by the way?
Yeah, hi, Earth. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Burden, let me ask you a question. I've known you for 2 years. I've watched you grow. You are doing exceptional work. I don't know why you're making yourself feel this way. You have done great. You can't let people tell you what you can and can't do. You can't let people make you feel this way. You have to do you. Don't listen to what other people say. I let people tell me what to do. I listened to people, and it got me nowhere. And I started doing my own thing, and it feels good. But you are doing such great work. I mean, hell, I can't do true crime. I can't. I spent 4 months in it after Quentin Simon. That was it for me. I couldn't do it. I had to get out. This case here, this boy, this one's hurting me. It's like another repeat of, yeah. I just didn't want, it's just saying his name just breaks my heart right now. It's like a repeat for me of Georgia, what these people are doing. And when I mean people, I use that term loosely. But you should continue doing what you've done for the past 2 years that I've known you. You should continue doing the great work you've done with your channel.
Yeah. Take a break,
Yeah.
regroup. Don't lose touch with us, because I'm sure, like Dietz would say, it would be a dream to have you on panel with her.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah, because it's when it's a creator that you know and trust, and you can tell, like, there are a lot of people that come into your chats, and Grandma and Burden and Earth, you all know this. They'll come into your chats and they'll tell you something, and you take all of that and you don't believe it at all, unless it's something that you maybe want to go vet and find out if it was accurate. But most of the time, you're either debunking it or you're taking it with a grain of salt, but you're rarely believing it. But there are a few creators I know instantly, if they're telling me that, that's the truth,
Yeah.
because they've looked into it already.
and you're one
Burton's
of those.
absolutely one of those creators.
That's right.
Yeah.
You are.
Everybody, when it comes to integrity and truth and facts, you're one of the first people on their lips.
Absolutely.
They have you up there with Dietz and the godmother of true crime, Tracy
Yep.
Mann.
Yep.
I think Burton's above all of us because she's so thorough and empathetic, and, like,
All of you guys are
we'll
deep.
throw out like speculation at times and let it be known that it's speculation, but Burton even reins that in. So
Mm-hmm.
Burton,
you're at a different level.
Do you know what my first live stream was about? Deet's video on JLR. That was my very first live stream.
That was your first live stream.
It was. It was.
That was an awesome video.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, that must have taken forever to do, but yeah, that is.
But to
Really?
do it like Burton does in real time, though, that's the thing. That's like, I went to put together a video like that's different, but like to vet the information, try to stay on topic and to keep it accurate. That's next level, and I always commend you for it. We were talking about like categories and what would you put creators in, and I put you right there in the same category with like Ick and Mel. And but Nanya's absolutely right. Taking care of you is the most important thing, and if this platform is overwhelming you and you do feel like that, like what you're putting out there is helping people to harm others, that's a huge burden, no pun intended, to put on your own shoulders. And you have to protect yourself for sure, first and foremost.
We have a question from the audience. What part of what you do makes you feel like you're letting victims down?
I think that Dietz worded it in the shortest form of what I would have tried to explain myself, but I think that was a good way of putting it, which is that, see, now I already forgot exactly how she worded it, but
given that you have the answer key and you're giving it to creators who then go and mix it all up, and
the one that you just said, like just that I'm giving
the answer key,
something over for them to harm them.
Oh yeah, you're giving them the information, and then that information is being used to harm victims.
Well, and I've always thought of it this way, okay, because my first experience with true crime and missing people and whatnot was with Sleuth Mom. And she was able to get interviews with the parents and things like that. The thing that I admired the most about her is that she would specifically warn the parents about YouTube. They would reach out to her, she would talk to them, she would have long conversations with them, and she would warn them about Facebook, X, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, the whole 9 yards, about how you know, she understands they need to get this information out there. The more eyes, the better. But at the same time, that they're going to be people that are going to try to eat them. Because once they're exposed to the social media, it's like blood in the water and the sharks are going to come.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's true.
And
mean, how-
and it go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, baby.
I was gonna say it goes as far as her doing what was requested from a parent is what led to her being doxxed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people realize how much is sacrificed by those that truly care.
Mm-hmm.
My cats are acting up and they're running around and fighting, playing, and then knocking over stuff. For like the past 2 hours, my boyfriend's had enough, I think. He was like, come on, man.
It's the 3:30 zoomies.
Yeah, they're going wild.
My cats do that usually about 4 in the morning. So I got another hour and a half here before they go berserk.
No, tell me about it. I got a dog who's the best fly catcher in the world. And she's been chasing a fly for like the last. My dog can catch a fly in midair. She is so good at it. I don't even keep a fly swatter in the house because she can get it for me.
That's impressive.
Oh, hell yes. She is impressive. She's amazing. I love that dog.
My Pomeranian used to do that until one time he was outside and he caught a bee instead of a fly.
No.
And he didn't do flies anymore.
Oh, poor baby.
Because in his mind, they're all bees and they're going to hurt him.
Mine did that. She caught one in the house and it stung her tongue. So I had to take her to the vet to make sure it didn't swell. But didn't stop her. She continued doing what she was doing. She just doesn't go near bees anymore. And we don't get a lot of them. So, and I'm allergic to them. But like I said, we don't usually get them unless it's like the drowsy kind of weather. It's going to start raining. Then they'll come out little by little, but I don't worry about them.
Oh, that's good.
But she's a weirdo dog, but I just love her.
Those are the best. And the weirdo cats. I love them.
If only she let me have a cat, I'd be like in happy heaven, but no more animals. She won't let me.
Oh. Yeah.
But all I'm simply saying, Burden, is don't give up on what you do, what you love, okay? Don't.
But take care of you first.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking care of me. I haven't gone live in over a month. I've barely made any videos in over a month because I need to take care of me. I need to take care of my mental health. I mean, I still float around chats. I just pop in and out most of the time and just watch from the sidelines.
No, I really enjoyed being just a subscriber for 4.5 months.
Right? Yeah. I mean, if there's somebody that I had issues with in the past that I, would expose, I'll still go after them. I mean, look what I did in Teach Chat. I went after that woman. I've been at that woman for over 1.5 years. But hey, I don't need to go after her anymore because that's all said and done. It's over with.
Yeah.
So.
And I think changing the subscription list helps a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
It helps big time.
I mean, some people, they go and make a different account or make a whole new account. But see, that never solves the problem. Making a new account and starting all over. It doesn't solve the problem. It just follows you. That's why staying with the same account is always the best. I tell people that all the time.
It's a mindset. If the problem is the mindset and our approach to things, and that's what we have to correct. And so that's why I think, like, absolutely, if you're feeling like this, if it's I know you've been feeling like it for a long time. Gotta do what's best for you.
Yeah.
Even if the rest of us are stomping our foot and pouting like toddlers because we love your true crime.
We do. Oh my God, Twist. You're bringing me back to my old community. Oh God. Okay, we started that trend on Twitter, by the way. But
Amber Turd.
yeah, we did.
Okay.
That's 3 Facebook groups that got me kicked out of and banned. On purpose. I did that on purpose. But see, like there's one channel. It's always and will always be my safe place. And that's Tracy. Chasing Truth. It's always been my safe place. Because she's very thorough, just like you.
You have an E at the end, Amber, not a T. Hi, sweetheart.
You
But-
did say that earlier, Dad. Yeah, she told me earlier. She's like, do a live called Move a Day. Like, I know I've been talking a lot about moving. I'm not moving, but like, we're moving to a different sector. We're finding a new headspace, a new subscriber list, and covering new things. I really think
Yeah.
there's good to that.
And that goes perfectly with the lunar eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse. This is the end of that cycle, the end of the Libra cycle.
I hear the knitting community is very therapeutic.
No, they're vicious.
I found
I
their
know.
drama. I love watching. I do love watching yarn haul videos and crochet videos to relax, even though I don't crochet. But I found the knitting community drama. It's pretty tame. It's not as bad as you'd think it would, but it's funny.
Girl, you're not in the right.
I probably wouldn't think it's funny if I was a part of it.
Hold on, you in the wrong place then.
I told you guys years ago when we were talking about Krama that it even happened in the knitting community, and everybody laughed at me and said, "Yeah, Grandma," and the knitting. I'm like, dudes, seriously, it happens everywhere, including the lawn chair community.
I remember. I remember.
Yeah.
It's a lot tamer over there, though, because it's mainly guys, and so they don't really...
In the lawn chair community?
Yeah, they don't go back and forth at each other.
It's therapeutic for me because, see, I don't get involved. I don't chat. I just sit back and I just watch them eat each other alive. That's the therapeutic part for me. So I'd rather watch them do it, eat themselves apart and just go at each other. We're like, you crazy, you nuts, you need a hospital, you need to log off. That's what I do.
I think that's so like what Burden's feeling, what Nicole B said is just, I think I've seen that same comment over and over by subscribers and other creators. That sucks to see. Wish it could change.
Yeah. I mean, I wish it could too. Unfortunately, I don't. It's becoming. I think there's like a tolerance that's happening, and the way of the internet, and that's what people do, and that's what Krama's about, or that's what this is about, or that about, and I've explained before, like I'm not Krama. I didn't join into the Krama community. It just so happened that no matter how much, kind of back to what happened with Sleuth, we could stay completely out of it and do nothing but true crime, and it can still lead to bad actors or whatever people want to call them, bring in people like the one on that one, or just simply because I had a name and a title, and covered. Obviously, I talked about his anime too,
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God.
and that wasn't anything to do with drama. Not that was actually
No.
clearing up people calling her a liar and asking, well, how would she know that there was a Hispanic party if it wasn't because she was there and she was a part of it, and she must be responsible in some way for what happened to Kylie. And well, it was a very simple answer that I guess people didn't know. So I did a video and said, "This is how," and I showed it, and that was it.
Debunked it.
That was all it took for me to then be accused of being her and being in a child S ring.
Yes.
And so I've heard people say, like, well, you could do true crime only or be different than these other creators and stick to just true crime. That's it. That's all. But you gotta promise yourself you stay out of the shit. Nope. I didn't get into that shit. Nor
you got
did
dragged
Sleuth
into
Mom.
it.
Right, and nor did Sleuth Mom get into shit. We didn't. It doesn't. It isn't that simple. It isn't always that simple. And I will then take it a step further that because of him is what led me into over to a channel that is considered trauma. And there was a lot of supportive, caring people there that I thought had, a good purpose or intention with what was being covered or how it was being handled. So I stuck around and I ended up meeting people and really caring about people. And that is why I didn't leave them. I didn't want to leave the people, even though I may not have agreed with a lot of the action, but I never partook in it. I was never in the chats. If there was any drama happening in chats, I'm not a part of it. My name wasn't seen in there. And thankfully, those that modded me respected that I don't do drama on my channel. I don't do drama in other chats. It's not what I do. Good night, OG London girl. Thank you for being so kind. And so, yep, I scrolled. I can't look over and read that.
So you didn't get into the muck, and you didn't allow the creators who modded you and to get into the muck either, and you stayed on task.
And even with that, I still got dragged into it. And knowing how important it was to me forget about knowing personally why I don't do drama, but just knowing how important it was for me to keep my channel drama free. And with that comes my name. My name in other chats, burden of proof, is connected to my channel and is a reflection of my channel.
Yeah.
And so when I'm being accused of things, ultimately it's stripping the integrity of my channel.
Your character, who you are, and what you've created on this platform.
Yeah, it feels like character assassination. But my deeply held belief is that the truth will out. If somebody just believes something like, you're Zanime, if somebody believes that crap, and there's always going to be those people out there that don't do their own research, that even though they've known you forever as being somebody who's who's has a lot of integrity and always presents things fairly, and all these things that they respected about you and loved about you, if they just believe something that somebody else says about you that's negative or completely wrong, then fine. You can't fix stupid. You
Well,
just
well, Grandma, that's not entirely true. I mean, you can fix stupid. It just might hurt a little.
Earth is the comedic relief.
yeah.
There's
Coming up
a
on
saying.
my panel.
There's a saying. There's a saying where you can't fix it. It just might hurt a little.
But I get what you're saying. It feels like you're trying to brush your teeth while you're eating Oreos, or like you're trying to, run out of quicksand or something, because you can't get ahead of the lies and misinformation fast enough, and it eventually feels like the quicksand swallows you whole.
Well, and a lie can circle the earth 100 times before the truth actually gets out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people want. They want salacious. They want juicy gossip. It used to be that there was like news, and then there was Geraldo Rivera, or something like that. Hang on just a second. We have a guest. We have a guest.
Hi, Grandma. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Okay. No peen bombs. We're good. How are you tonight?
I just was on my own live just yelling about everything.
Oh, you were yelling about everything?
I'm just tired of it. Everybody's just at everybody's throat, and it's just crazy. And everything is going by everybody's past. The past is the past. Just leave it alone. Go, if you don't like me, go on with yourself. Why are you just bringing things up and harping on things?
I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's nasty.
I think what Twist said earlier in the chat is so true, that it's because the goalpost is constantly moving. It's like the goalpost on the field is on a freaking Roomba, and it's constantly moving. So that's why, it never ends. It becomes a perpetual circle, like a toilet bowl that just keeps going round and round and round. And so when the goalpost keeps moving and the garbage keeps getting flushed, it's just never ending, and you feel like you're stuck in a perpetual Groundhog Day.
I do, and it's like, okay, you can't go to this chat because this chat don't like them, and if you go in this chat, you might get attacked. So you kind of just try to stay in your lane, and that's not fair.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, there it is. She said the goalpost keeps getting moved deeper and deeper into pure, and the ignot is actually ignorance. It keeps getting moved deeper and deeper into the ignorance. And I love that you spelled Typo Crew that way, because that's the way I spell it in Bob's chat. I spelled typo wrong.
Friends that used to be friends are now attacking each other. People who want to go to one chat gets upset because if they go to that chat, they might get in trouble. So it's just like, what do you do? Like, I'm like, okay, should I move on from this community? Because it's just horrible.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I know. I really tried to, because Dietz was talking and she was being cute, but I died with the Roomba. The goalpost on the room.
I mean, it is like, no matter what you do, you can't get a field goal because the goalpost is just constantly bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, and it's all
he say, she say. Pretty much.
Grandma, can you pop this up in the back? I have proof. I got proof to show you.
Yeah.
I promise it's good. See? That's proof.
I can fix stupid, but it's gonna hurt.
I told you I got proof. I told you that's my proof right there.
That's cute. Thank you.
I actually have that shirt.
I want that shirt. That's a cute shirt. I can fix stupid, but it was kind of hard. Okay, that's cute.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time.
Okay, that's actually really cool.
I like that.
Me too.
But in all serious, like, look, I know how like it is with your past getting thrown in your face. But you know what? See, I had that problem for like a month. Just going, seeing it around in chats. Just what I had a chit chat with one of my friends that I've known on here for 4 years, and after having that talk with her, I woke up the next morning and I just said, you know what? It's F you forever. I'm done. I'm through.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I have bad feedback.
So I'm not even gonna just pay no mind, because I'm just gonna let that person just,
Oh,
well,
that's
figuratively speaking, I'm just gonna let her hang herself in chats by talking the way she does, because that's only gonna make her look bad, not me.
better.
Because I let everything go. At the end of
It's
the day, I let it
different.
go. So, I mean, the more you continuously bring up the past, the more it makes you look bad, because you're the one that's going to bring out the receipts at the end. So,
I usually tell people karma is a bitch and she's my sister or my cousin. And I have a cousin.
now I just tell people I am your karma.
Oh, okay. I am your karma. Okay. I'm sorry about that. My feedback. So sorry.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Am I the only one who hears it? I was like, I thought I heard like the static and thumping, so I didn't know. That's
Yeah,
why I
just
just typed it in back chat.
Yeah,
Oh.
I heard it. I heard a little bit of at first, and then like the echoey part from us, I guess. If that part stopped, but I do hear her. It kind of just sounds like a little echoey, maybe, or something. Yeah.
Probably my computer. My computer is a little weird.
Look at the goalpost on the roof. Although that looks like a giant tick.
It kind of does. It kind of does.
There's like a umbrella on top of it. Like, okay, something holding it.
Which I guess a tick is kind of appropriate for this community, the blood sucking. I
right.
don't know. Whatever it is.
Well, I was gonna say, Grandma, are you thinking about putting chips in all of us?
No.
You sure?
Okay, with that answer you just gave, I am worried now. I'm
Yeah.
sleeping with one eye open.
Not Sherry, you're kind of scaring me, man. You're kind of scaring me. I don't do checks. I'm already nuts.
Oh, you have a horrid head cold? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But in all fairness, Burden, see, that's where I came in 2 years ago when you were being accused of all that trash. See, I call it trash now because it's not happening anymore. I looked in on you a lot just to make sure you were okay, just to make sure these people in the past were not bothering you.
Thank
And then
you.
I grew to adore you. You don't need to thank me, honey. Don't thank me. It was an honor, because you know what? I got to know who you are and who you were as a person and how you handled these cases that you covered. And you have done exceptional work. So I don't want you to give up. I want you to continue. But you need to take some time for yourself. Just, like everybody says, regroup, clear your head, come back fresh. But do I believe you're hurting victims? Absolutely not. I don't believe you are.
Do what Taylor Swift. Shake it off.
There it is. That's gonna be our chip. That's how Grandma's gonna keep track of all of us.
But in the
That
book,
looks better.
is to shake it off. Like, like Taylor Swift says, shake it off. People want to hate, people want to say, people want to do. Just shake it off. It'll go away. People don't know, so people will say what they don't know.
Amen. The
Well,
words of
see,
Taylor of the Swift. Haters
Thank-
gonna hate.
Hate, hate, hate.
Shake
thank
it
you,
off.
T Swift.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody says, just ignore it, it goes away. Just don't address it, it goes away. Just be the
It
bigger
doesn't.
person, it goes away. And you do that for months and months and months, and it doesn't. And it's like, what do you do then?
That's
I'm
exactly
seriously
it.
asking, right? Because I don't know the answer. I wish I knew the answer. If someone has the answer, please sneak me the answer key. Because, like, what do you do then?
I haven't said anything or done anything in months, and I hardly even go in any chats for any reason, including even true crime. I just kind of try to, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, or and even so, I know it's going to get blamed of like, well, so your friend brought you into, mentioned you, and
Yeah.
that's how you got brought back up. No, it doesn't. That shouldn't matter. I haven't brought up. It just.
I know. Like I can't control what my friend says or what or even the fact that you perceive a person to be my friend and I wouldn't consider him my friend. Like it just people have so many preconceived notions and you have no control over what other people say and do, and I know that applies in all arenas, but it's not fair for those things that have been put on you.
And I don't think it's easy for anybody, even those in Krama, the back and the forth and the back and the forth, even though that's their purpose of what they do, that's their channel, that's what it's all about. It's affecting so many people, and it sucks to even see it happening to those that's what they're here for, is the back and the forth, or the, and I'm sure probably not that heavy, right? I don't think they're here for this kind of heavy. It started later, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier about how it's almost like whether it's becoming desensitized or it's a tolerance that once it becomes accepted and tolerated, then it goes a step further the next time and a step further the next time. And unless someone is going to put a stop to it, it is going to continue. Someone has to be the bigger person. Nobody's ever willing. It's a whole thing of, well, you do it first. Well, no, you do it. Well, I started it, but then you could say, and it's like, I don't know, man. We're supposed to be adults. I don't know what's going on here. Point is, I didn't join Krama. I'm not in the Krama community. I care about people. All people. That's it. I care about the people that I have talked with and got to know. I care about people in chats that stopped in and would be a part of chat or what have you. And
Well, no, I don't think it's mine. I don't have anything on, and I turned on my YouTube.
it puts me in I'm in a different position, and that's why I was saying I think it's difficult for even those that are in the Krama community, but I'm in a different position. I'm not in a position to do the back and forth. I'm not in the they throw mud one direction and then I'm gonna throw it back. It, as I said, affects the integrity of my channel. Even me being burden of proof over on somebody else's affects the integrity of my channel, which in my opinion, I'm not trying to do to any victims, their families, the community, anybody. I don't want that involved with the channel. Even if I use a backup channel, or just a completely different name. Okay, cool. I could go chat in chats under a completely, totally different name. No one will know who I am, but I could never join a panel because my voice would be recognized. And just off that, no matter what name I go by, I could go by my government name. I could go by, you name it, anything. I would still, that's still going to be connected back to the channel burden of proof. And there is a level of integrity that I've tried to keep on that channel. And I feel not, besides the fact that I just don't love that I'm put in that position, or like, what do you want to say? It's fair to me that I'm put in that position. I just don't think it's fair to the families or the cases I cover, the victims that I cover. When you know that that's that my channel has tried to stay clear of, to keep throwing my name and not even speaking truth as it is, so it's a lie and then it's added lies or their interpretation of it, I should say. To me, it affects a lot more than just me. As I said, where I stand and why I came here and what my purpose or intention was of being here gets affected by those things. And it puts me in a lose-lose situation. And it's not like that's a secret to people. They knew it. They spoke about it. That I do not do drama. So to purposely put me in this position, I don't know. I'll just say it's not easy.
I'll say it. It's shitty. That's what it is. It's really shitty.
I second that.
I thought that.
Yeah, Cash. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Right.
Amen.
Amen.
And even sitting here, even to just lay down and take it, gets you nowhere because I'm still getting thrown back in. I'm still getting mentioned. And now it's even worse than the original mention. It's like, no, that I went and announced it, that it would, no, that's the rewriting of history. And it's like, I could show and prove, but again, it's going to be attached to my channel. It's, to me, could have an effect on the families or the victims. That's it. And then also it's the put in that predicament of people having their view or opinion or narrative or perspective or twist, or I don't care, whatever word or however anyone wants to say it, they've got their thing of it. And even if which I could, but I can't. That's my problem. Even if I could come on here and prove, which I can, you then are, well, see, Nat, you got yourself in the drama. You did. No, I didn't get me. I didn't, though. But then you're showing messages or it's the damned if you do, damned if you don't.
You're breaking those arbitrary rules that got set up and the goalpost that was moved, and it doesn't matter what you do.
So what happens to the subs? Like the people who have channels or who are subs, who have friends in different channels, and they'll get caught in the middle because they don't want to pick sides. They like everybody. Like me, I'm friendly to everybody. If I get pissed off at you, that is a rare situation.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm pissed off, I will tell you. I'm very open about when I'm mad. But I don't know, if I go to this channel, I get yelled at by this channel. If I go to that channel, I get yelled at by this channel. So it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
I think everybody should go wherever they want to go. Nobody's children in here. And that's what it sounds like. Everybody's acting like children. Like, burden of proof. Your legacy is your thing with the crime. That is your legacy. You will be able to tell people that, you help people who, had crimes happen. But people just take this whole thing and turn it, twist it, and make it to something really nasty. And it's like, you try to get off, and you stay off for a while, then you go back on, and same thing. So do you just log off forever? I don't know.
Right.
Well, see, I go where I want to go. Nobody tells me where I can and can't go. But see, I'm up for suggestions. I'm up for people's opinions. But does that necessarily mean I'm going to listen to them? No. But they also, there's people around me that also trust my judgment. They trust I'll make the right decision. And usually I do. And see, I don't chat in chats right away. I've always had a thing where I would sit and watch a chat for 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes 5 weeks before I start chatting, because I got to get to know if I'm going to like you or not. If I like your content, if the chatters are good people, I got to know that. I'm not just going to just jump right in and just start tapping away and not know what y'all are talking about. So I just surveilled the scenery is what I call it. And if I'm okay with y'all, then I'll start typing. I mean, there's times where I'll type watching you guys for 2 weeks. That's it.
Sometimes I don't have a sense of judgment. That's kind of part of my autism. Sometimes I don't know parts of judgment. Sometimes I just jump in without even looking.
Well, it's better to just surveil the scenery a little bit, and because you don't want, if there's like, say if something's ready, if somebody, like if a creator is popping off with another creator, you don't want to jump in and start talking shit, because you don't know what the topic is. You don't know what's going on between both creators, and you start talking trash or shit about the creator they're fighting with, you're the one that's going to go down for it too. Everybody in that chat's going to be liable for the shit that they say. So you don't want to be left holding that, that bag. You don't. So you got to know who that creator is that they're talking about and they're fighting with. You got to know.
Yeah, I kind of understand the situation in that. It's just, I don't know. It's just like, I like creators, but I mean, certain things that, I like listening to different things. I'm eclectic. I love listening to other people. I am not really friendly outside of my bedroom. I'm friendly to people, but I'm awkward. When I'm online, I kind of make friends because I kind of click. It's like nobody sees me, so I could see people, but I don't click really well. So when I make people and I meet people, it's kind of cool. But then when they kind of fighting with each other or fighting at each other, and you go somewhere and somebody's saying something, you're sitting there like, what the hell did I walk into? So I'm just like lost, and I always tend to be lost.
And there's nothing wrong with making friends or anything. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you just have to be careful about the people that you do talk to, and you just can't let them walk all over you or talk you into doing shit. I don't do that anymore. I mean, in the past few months, oh Lord. Look, if this one's going to be in the chat, I'm jumping out. I'm leaving. That one right there. If that one's going to be here, I'm leaving.
That one. Well, you were going to leave because Deets was on panel.
And she's still here.
Hi, Liza.
I was messing with Deets.
Yeah.
But if Eliza's going to be here, I'm out. Because look what she called me. Look what she called me. That's why I'm leaving. No, I'm joking. But no, like I said, there's nothing wrong with making friends. You just have to be very careful about who you associate with. Just don't let them walk all over you. Don't let them talk you into doing stuff. Don't let them do any of that. I did. My attitude has certainly changed in the last few months.
I noticed. I've seen you for a long time, sweetie. Yeah. I watch. I don't speak, but I do watch. I said I've been here for a long time. People don't know that, but I do. I've been on these streets for a long time. I know the old ones that used to be here that passed on, and the new ones that are here. And I watch. And sometimes I speak, and sometimes I don't, because sometimes they can rub me the wrong way.
I've been told that I am too nice to people, that I need to amp up my attitude. I don't want to. I like being the nice person that I am or that I can be, but
I've been called the R word, and I need to know who I align myself with.
Yes.
oh,
Hi, Miss Tia.
girl,
Meow.
hey Tia. I love her cat.
Yeah, I've been called the R word too, sweetheart.
I hate that word. It's a
Honey,
hurt.
I'm from a community. I'm part of another community that uses that word all the time. And you know what? I got no problem saying it back to them. Does it make me feel bad to say it? Hell yeah, it does. But you know what? What comes around goes around. That's what I always say. You call me that, I'm going to call it right back to you.
Or I should know who I align with or who I should stand with. I'm like, my parents don't tell me what to go, so why are you? And I don't like that. That pisses me off really badly.
But you know what? When I call that person the R word, I can make them pissed off when I do it. I can piss them off more than they piss me off by calling me that. So at the end of the day, it may hurt. It may make me feel bad that I use that word because I truly, truly hate that damn word. I really do.
Hey! Calf!
Cash.
Simpleton!
Yeah.
Simpleton!
Well,
See, I call him simpleton.
You're right, Eliza. You're right.
don't be a doormat.
And I do love you, Eliza. You know that.
Yeah.
So how do you not be a doormat?
Eliza's my hero. What are you talking about? I love that woman. But yeah, so I just don't let those kind of words bother me anymore. I used to, but I don't. Because like I said, I can say it back to you and piss you off even more. It's just the way. It's just the way of being a troll.
Hi.
I'm not a troll.
It is. No, it is. And some people, I don't know if it's because I'm old or I've been called that most of my life. You know, I tell the story that when I was a kid, my mom took me to a psychiatrist because she thought I was retarded. And they said, no, she's actually quite bright. Did I say hi, infamous truth teller? I don't know. If not, hi. But yeah. So I don't know. I've just gotten to a point where it's just a word, you know, and if you don't put any value to it, then, you know, in my mind, people who use words like that, or the N word or the C word, see you next Tuesday, you know, stuff like that. To me, because I think in pictures. Okay. So when what's that?
So do I.
Yes.
I think
yes, we're Aspies. But so when somebody says stuff like that, I automatically picture the inside of their skull as being empty with cobwebs.
that's a smart idea. Well, I remember I told one lady who called me that. I told her, sit down and talk to me. And I bet you I changed your mind. And she did. And she cried and said, I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've told people, you know, I'm autistic. I don't have Down syndrome. You know.
But, wow. Wow. Okay, I've never heard that one.
Well, yeah. I mean, because for some reason people think because we have certain needs. Like I typically won't overtalk anybody except burden of proof. I overtalk her all the time. But you know, and I won't insert myself into a conversation. I have to be invited in because I have weird little quirks like that.
Sorry to people.
What's that?
I said, if I inserted myself, I am so sorry. If I just inserted myself, I am so sorry.
Oh yeah, no. When they said it was a spastic center, yeah.
I hated that one too. Just spastic people.
Yeah, I mean, I was called that spaz. God, you pieces of spaz. You know, in my Napoleon Dynamite, we lost Jeets. Oh my god. Yeah, no. The thing is that once you get a diagnosis, and you understand, and you start to learn that you're not alone in that, and there are some things that are typical in autistic people. That everybody's similar, and then it branches off to individual characteristics for each person, and what that was. It's very,
Like
very
when I'm excited or something, I talk really fast, or I just start talking. I don't mean to, but I just start talking because I'm very, very.
the teachers used to tell me. Teachers used to tell me when everybody else in the class is talking, Audrey, be quiet. And I say, everybody else is talking. And they said, but we hear you over everybody else.
Damn. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, look. And then come to find out that they diagnosed me at 37 with ADHD. And it's probably said I've had it my whole life, but no. Yes, exactly. I wasn't diagnosed autistic until I was in my 40s.
Okay, I was diagnosed when I was 36.
Really?
Yeah, there's a program out here in Philadelphia. There's a Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. They have an autistic center in there, and that's where I was diagnosed at.
Hi. Well, I was in a leadership training program at my job, and we had this big project thing, and I didn't want to be in the program. But anyway, so we had this group meeting. There's like 5 or 6 of us in this group, and we were supposed to meet. So we all went out to lunch, the corporate looking thing, right? And I had a panic attack to where I couldn't hear. I could barely see. And everybody was talking around me. Hi, Nick. Good job, Cat. Hi, sweetheart. Everybody talking around me. It was like they were speaking a different language, Aw. Okay. I just saw Deet's message. But yeah, so then I went in, for the panic attack thing, and she was like, let's do some things. And she actually talked to my sister-in-law and got stories of me when I was a kid, and took all the tests and everything. So yeah, good at masking.
That's how my family found out about me. It was like when I was in foster care. I remember I had this pad set, and it had all these different colors. And this girl literally took it and hid it. And I flipped out. And my foster mom said, okay, our school is 3 blocks long. And she could hear me from the front desk. That's how loud I was. And I was flipping out. Not over she taking my stuff, but she hid it. And I couldn't find it. And that's when my parents figured out something is not right. Or something is wrong. And I always did this when my stuff gets picked up.
Oh. Yeah, I was in your live the other night, and if you want, Infamous, shoot me an email or hit me up on Discord. There's my email. But yeah, and we could get together and we can actually play in just a studio StreamYard. So you can walk through all the stuff and whatnot. It doesn't have to be live. It'll just be like dress rehearsal. How's that sound? Oh, bye, Cash. Love you,
Bye.
Raisin.
Yeah, Cash, no Roombas for you, okay? Leave the Roombas alone.
Or goalpost malarkey.
Yeah, please, no goal posting.
Yes.
Good night, Cash.
Grandma Sherry, do you have sleeping problems like when it's time to go to sleep, sometimes you can't sleep?
Always.
Me too. I can't sleep at certain times. Sometimes I get so excited or overwhelmed that I can't sleep. Like now, I'm
Mhm.
so overwhelmed that I can't sleep.
Yeah, I have gotten into a habit of meditating and praying when I get this way, but I didn't go live yesterday, so I thought, I'll just there are some people on the West Coast or some people in, farther east than that. And I'll just go live late. Okay, so back in the 60s and 70s, if you were verbal and not sitting in a corner rocking, they didn't think about autism. Yes. Yes, it wasn't until the 1980s that they removed the phrase schizophrenic from autism. It was like in the DSM-3 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, grounding. Yes, exactly. You'll overtalk Eliza just for love and fun. Okay.
I do. See, you guys were much older when you guys were
Hmm.
diagnosed with ADHD.
No, my ADHD was diagnosed when I was a kid. The autism
Okay.
wasn't until I was older.
Oh, so okay, I got that wrong then. Yeah, mine was diagnosed when I think I was 3.
Good night, Yaya. Love you.
Thank you, Evil Queen
When
Yaya.
when you were diagnosed with ADHD?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They call it neuro something, not neuro something. Or,
Divergent.
yeah, there you go, neurodivergent.
Yeah, I actually have a T-shirt from Yosemite Sam that says neurodivergent on it. And I love that because, you know, I don't believe that there's anybody, quote, neurotypical, because everybody processes things differently and everybody's brain is, neuroplasticity, right? They can actually learn and change and grow. Hi, Money Moves. Yes, it is a terrible enemy. Um, well, no, sometimes physiologically in my body, uh, because having autism is like having just this swarm of energy within you at all times.
Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes you feel like you're about to burst, and
Yes.
if you're in a situation where you can't verbally express what's going on, or you don't even understand what's going on yet, because oftentimes we need to step back and examine the things, and then we have to process it down into what's actually happening, that some neurotypical people take for granted. They just do it automatically. When we can't do that, then it feels like we're going to explode. And
If you
so, yeah.
if you ever hear me that I'm upset, usually people tell me to breathe. Because that's when you can tell I'll get antsy. I'll start talking really faster, faster, faster. That means I'm getting overwhelmed or I'm really upset. Like right now, I'm upset, but I don't
Oh,
know. I'm just sensitive, I guess.
you never heard of it when you were at school? They would just expel you for a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that sometimes if I've had a full day and I'm overstimulated, whether that's physically or emotionally or whatever, I have to dispel that energy.
So
And
what do you do?
rarely does it include other people.
Mm.
I have my grounding techniques and focus and all that stuff. But like I said, since I was kind of overstimulated today in the last few days, and I was having trouble sleeping, I was like, let's go talk to YouTube.
That's what I did earlier today. I just was so overwhelmed, so upset. I just got on YouTube and just screamed. I even woke up my boyfriend. I didn't mean to, but I screamed. And I just was screaming. I'm
Yes.
just tired. I'm just so tired. Not tired like sleepy. Like I'm tired of just all the nonsense on YouTube. It's just
Fatigued, exhausted. Yeah.
yeah,
Drained.
Yeah. And then when you do understand the situation and you're trying to understand it and don't know why everybody's fighting with and saying things about past and this and that, it just drives me nuts. Because I'm trying to figure this out, but I'm like, I don't know.
You know what, wishful thinking? I'm going to tell you something. A wise woman once told me, she's in this chat. She'll type in here in a minute. She'll probably call me by my nickname. She knows who she is. I don't have to mention her name. She told me, you can't fix every situation.
True.
Okay, and that is very true. You cannot fix every situation. I mean, as much as we want to fix everything, we just can't. It's going to it's going to continue everybody's going to continue doing what they do. Everybody's going to start shit. They're going to continue doing shit. It's going to be a never ending thing. I mean, I know we want to fix problems. We want to fix everything, but we just can't. We can't help everybody.
True.
I mean, Lord knows I
Nope.
want to, but we just can't.
You can fix stupid, but it's gonna hurt.
Now you're gonna run. Now you're gonna run with that one, Grandma. Go for it.
I am. I got my goalpost on a Roomba.
I write my own teacher to say that you can't fix stupid. You can fix stupid, but it'll hurt.
Yeah.
That's right. Told you.
Yes, yes. I love that.
But that's what a wise woman told me. That's a very wise woman told me that you can't fix every situation. You can't help everybody. As much as you want to, you just can't.
No, you can't. You have to keep your personal boundaries within those situations.
Like when I definitely leave chats when people start talking about sexual things, I just go. I have to go. I have my boundaries are those. I don't want to know about the sexual escapade or what you did with your dude or your girl, whatever. No, leave that in your bedroom. Just saying, it's gross.
Yeah, now that's stepping over the line. If creators are talking like that, I mean, come on, really?
Yeah, for real.
Like, why is that anybody's business? I mean, if you're putting it out there, then you're leaving it up to everybody else to say that shit about your business. But then don't bitch and complain that, oh, well, that creator just said this about my bedroom business. I'm like, well, girl, you put it out there, so don't be bitching. You put it out there, whatever.
Exactly. And what boggles my mind is like I'm transparent because that's just me. That's my personality. Because I'm autistic, it's hard for me to lie. Okay. I mean, I can really work myself up into it and whatnot. But as far as because I'm autistic, black is black and white is white. And so it's taken me a very long time and a lot of therapy and introspection to start to understand other people so that, you know, I now realize that other people have their own perspective. They have their own perception of what's going on. So, but because I'm so transparent, I just, when I came into my YouTube channel, I said, okay, you know, I'm probably going to tell people some things that are going to go out there and someone's going to twist it if they want to. That's fine. You know, I'm not afraid of being doxxed because I had Jim Terry call me when he thought I was Sleuth Mom. And then Salty Pancakes did all his stuff and doxed me. So I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know, this is my little community. And my honey bunnies, I want my burrow to be a warm, safe place for people, you know, where we can come and talk and whatnot. And if things get too sensitive or whatever, I'll just private the stream, or I turn off the live chat if somebody said something in chat that, you know, was maybe a little sensitive, to protect my community, you know.
That's greatly appreciated, and it's something that not many people do. It's really
So,
good.
do you know people who are neurodivergent or autistic?
What's that?
Do I know people that that are autistic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Your brother is autistic, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
That's
cool.
hard for us. It's like we try to be ourselves, our aesthetic self, but people sometimes don't understand us. So we're called weirdos or freaks
Hmm.
or retarded or stupid or whatever else because people don't understand us.
Yeah.
It's ironic. It's kind of funny. She says I'm very high functioning, and that's a good thing. I'm incredibly high functioning, and because I wasn't diagnosed until my 40s, I masked for 40 years because after I got my diagnosis, and it was hard for me to come out and tell like my family and people at work and whatnot. I felt like I was coming out of a closet saying, okay, look, I'm autistic. I'm now, with the therapist who's helping me figure out why I think this way and, why I react this way and all that sort of thing. And it's because I masked for so long. And I just felt like a fraud. I hated being in my brain
I
because
need
I wasn't
like
authentically me. Now that I know what I am autistic. I don't have autism. If you have something, you could probably be cured of it. Okay. I am autistic. They can't cure me, but I can, and I have learned uh, new neural pathways to deal with stuff.
yep, you're like me. You're near what we call Asperger's, high function Asperger's,
Level 1, right.
level 2.
Get level 1, Asperger's. Well, that was the old term for it.
Yeah, now it's spectrum.
Yeah, HFA, high functioning autism. But I was going to say something. Oh, no. When I told people, I am autistic, people would say, "You don't look autistic."
Oh, I can't with people. There's so many
I got that saying before too. You don't look
preconceived.
autistic.
There's a lot of preconceived notions with things, and there's a lot of labeling. There's a lot of stereotypes, and I think it comes down with even mental health and a lot of people not wanting to even accept it if they think maybe they have some depression or what have you. They feel like a sense of being ashamed or embarrassed or that it's not okay. They'll be looked down upon or judged for it, and sometimes don't go to a doctor because they don't want to know. They don't want. If they do and they get the diagnosis, again, it's kind of like a coming out thing when they if they choose to tell people. And certain mental health, I think, or diagnosis, it can be harder. I will say bipolar has a huge stigma around it, labeling, and then it becomes very harmful to the people that have the diagnosis. When people overuse the oh, sorry, they're being bipolar. Okay, come on now. Or even there's so many, whether it's that or I can't even think of examples right now, but it can be hurtful to the people. It's again back to that like it kind of okay, triggered is used so frequently online now,
It's
but
called,
but psychologically, a psychological trigger, it really has to do with traumatic events in somebody's life. It's something making them feel it again, whether it's a smell, a sound, a situation, what have you, that really does affect people. So there's a difference in it, and a lot of these are dulled down. Or okay, narcissist is another one. A lot of people will say just
yes,
because
I hate that.
there's just a lot, and I think it really takes away from the actual diagnosis and individual / I think that they're misunderstood. Like I said, bipolar people, very misunderstood. Autism, very misunderstood. And no one will take the time to learn it or understand it. And I feel if you have somebody that surrounds you that has one of these multiple diagnoses, one of them or multiple, but I think that it's very loving to take the time to research it or to sit with the person and ask them so you can better understand them, what it's like, what are their needs, how can you help.
Exactly. Infamous truth teller was saying she knows somebody that had Asperger's, but you didn't know. And I would try to tell her jokes, and she wouldn't laugh, and thought I was losing my touch until we had a conversation. And she was telling me what Asperger's was like, and she said they don't get punchlines of jokes, so they don't think they're funny, like somehow somebody else would think they were funny. And I said, oh, now I know why. Well, here's the thing that I found is kind of common across autistics, is that we take things quite literally.
Yep. Literally. That's why
Right.
Earthy, like earlier when Earthy said something to me, and she was like, I have to tell her that, no, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. Because I thought she was saying, she was like, no, it's just a joke. I take things literally. It's not something I mean to do. It's just something that happens.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and what you were saying, Burden, there's a lot of people that have invisible illnesses, like people with lupus or fibromyalgia or MS or many, many other different things, that they,
It's me. Yes, you're hitting right on the head on this. That's exactly it. So your statement of you don't look like you are autistic or you have autism, I was told so many times you don't, or you're too young to have any medical issues.
right. Exactly. So, and that's the thing, that as people who are like us, if we're neurodivergent in some way, whether it's autism or ADHD or ADD or, whatever, right. Or if it's an invisible illness or something, that we can't just place everybody in just one broad category. That not everybody walking around is perfect. You don't know the person standing in front of you at the grocery store checkout line might be in excruciating pain, but they've been dealing with it for so long. They look normal. They act normal. While they're out in public, they're holding their shit together. And then when they get home, they put away the groceries and they flop on the couch and just cry.
It's the masking. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exhausting. It's so exhausting putting on that mask. Ugh.
That's sweet.
Especially like to keep a job, or if you're around people that don't understand it. And that one really messed. I mean, not a job one messed me up too, but the family that I would tell them what was going on with my mental health, and I mean, they were a large cause of some of the things that occurred by like, being a parent and me telling them what was occurring in the home and them choosing to not do anything or protect me selfishly for their own reasons to keep the stepmom around or things like that. I mean, they were responsible. I'm not just passing that, bucking it off or whatnot. But yeah, when they were there and there's the zero validation. They don't understand it. They don't get it. Or, me having so much anxiety, I can't get out the door. I can't get myself ready. I'm so full of anxiety about going to a family event during a holiday that I end up late. And then everyone's more angry. And now I've got more anxiety and I've made it worse. Or not making it in time at all to an event. And people get really angry. And then without trying to even understand what's leading to it. So
Yeah.
Or try to go
Yeah.
to school and you're autistic and you're in school and somebody touch you and all of a sudden you just freak out. And people are like, what the hell is wrong with this person? And they don't know you have autism. So they're sitting there like, what in the world? And I remember I had that happen in one of my classes. And I had to explain to my class that I'm autistic. And they were like, oh, we are so sorry. And they were like, and people actually researched it and was like, okay, this is what Asperger and what high functioning is. And they kind of helped me out. And it was really cool. It was very nice that they did it. And I was very shocked that my whole class actually wanted to know what it was and how they can help and, what do they do, how
Oh,
did we
that's
call
nice.
I love that.
Yeah, that is so good. Hi, exec country. You're away.
Well,
you go to class, certain things you can't see. Like I'm in medical classes, and sometimes we have to go and see autopsies. But I am allowed to get a pass over that because of my autism. Because
Oh,
they say,
okay.
because sometimes I get freaked out. I freak
Mhm.
out, especially if you're
Yeah.
in the autopsy room and your teacher decides to scare the hell out of you for the first
Mm.
class. My teacher was decided that he was going to go on the slab thing and cover himself up and say, "Hello, I'm your teacher. I flew out to school. It took me 3 days to go back to school.
Aw.
I didn't mean to stay out of school, but that just freaked me out."
Yeah.
Or
Well, that's a coping mechanism, is to remove yourself from
Yeah,
the stressful situation. Yeah.
Earth, were
and
you going to say something?
that was stressful for me. I was like, okay, I got to go.
see, when it comes to wishful thinking, I know how to handle people in her situation, like Grandma's situation, because I've dealt with people with autism, autistic, special needs. I've dealt with all of that my whole life.
Aw.
So, like
Yeah.
with what I said to wishful thinking in her chat earlier, see, I had a backup plan. My backup plan was to type in just kidding and type it in right away before she could answer.
Yeah.
That's how that's my backup plan when it comes to her, because I know how she takes things literally.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You
that's
don't.
So I'm
good.
very careful with her.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is sweet.
Well,
She'll tell you.
it's nice when you recognize that, and you can. It's almost like if your friend spoke Spanish and you really don't speak Spanish, but you learned enough Spanish to just kind of joke around and talk to them.
Good night to both of you.
Oh, good night, Nicole. Good night,
Good night,
sweetheart.
Nicole. Good night, Veronica.
Good night, Ironic. Good night, Nicole. Sweet dreams, everyone.
But
Sweet.
Good night, guys.
I have problems with looking at somebody and telling, unless it's really obvious, like they've got a huge smile on their face or whatever. But like Earth, your picture right here. If someone said, "What's the emotion that's portraying?" I wouldn't be able to tell you because I can't read
Me
faces very well.
Me neither.
But
Um,
I've compensated for that by really honing in. It's almost like people say, if a person is blind or deaf, that there's another sense that actually takes over and compensates for that. So I kind of hone in on word choice and tone of voice.
I hone in on the verbal thing because, like I said, I'm half deaf, so I can kind of see people and I look at their facial expression. But if I can't see your facial expression, I listen to the tone of your voice. If your voice is soft, I know that you're soft spoken and you will not attack me.
Good
you know,
night.
but,
Mm-hmm.
but I know if you're yelling at me, I know it's going to be like, oh no, okay, that's working. We got to go. And sometimes when people are in chats are yelling or when they're typing big, it's considered as yelling. So when they're typing big, or some people might have sight problems, so they type big. But there are people that just type big and they be really nasty. And you're like, okay, just leave that one alone.
It feels aggressive, yeah.
When Infamous says with having PTSD, actually, same thing was said about being diagnosed as an adult with ADHD, and also talking about being talkative. I was given awards. How stupid! But I was given awards as most talkative, and that's the only complaint like teachers would have with my parents was that she's always talking, like she's talking to people all the time and distracting other people and whatnot. But being a girl, they didn't. It was only mainly only boys have ADHD. That's all. And I was more the ADD. I just talked a lot and still do.
I started repeating because I was autistic. I repeat things. I'm what you call a mimic, so I can hear things and remember it and repeat it back to you. So when my teacher is talking and giving something in class, and somebody might say, I didn't hear what you say," and I will repeat back. My teacher used to get mad at that. They'd be like, "Don't do that." I'm like, they just asked her to what you said, so I just told her what you said.
Exactly. Yeah, I do that too. So when people say I didn't say that, it's almost like I have a photographic memory of what people say. And so,
That's why
I-
for bad hearing, great memory. If I don't have a seizure, I can repeat everything that you say to me, word for word, and
well,
that's my problem.
yeah, and autistic people, at least, okay, and I don't mean to stereotype, but these are just commonalities. Okay, a lot of times you'll find that an autistic person, because they don't have the emotional or the social framework to say something, they'll quote a line from a movie or song lyrics that seem to express what they're trying to say.
My brother is also high functioning. He's extremely intelligent, and I've always been in awe and how it's. I'm not like a jealous person, so it's not really the word I want to put on it, but not envious either. I don't know the right word. I'm sure one of you do. That I like to learn. I like to understand things, and I like knowledge. And so I look into things and I learn all kinds of stuff. But forget about me retaining it. If and again, it has to be something I'm interested in. So if I'm not interested, I can't read books. I will read the whole page and have had no idea what it said. Redo it 3 times before I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't even care. I have to be interested. And then yes, there's the hyper focus that comes with it. But even with it, I don't retain a lot of knowledge and it drives me crazy. I can't stand it. My brother is like a sponge. Anything he has ever heard, ever read, ever been told, taught, any of it, we can bring it up in the middle of a convo. We're talking and he will throw out facts on stuff. I'm like, yeah, right. He's like, yeah, it's right. And I'm like, stop it right now. And he's like, no, okay. And I'll look it up and he is always correct. And I'm like, how did you know that? And he doesn't know. He's like, I don't know. I just learned it one time. He doesn't remember what. It doesn't matter. It just stays. And I wish I had that. I love it.
My nephew, he was going to get into the summer program. Now he's now what 17. He's my god nephew. Now he is 17. When he was 14, there was a summer program, and he wanted to get in. So on the phone, he played Beethoven, Mozart, Tchaikovsky, and what's the Johann Sebastian, and they were shocked. He don't talk, but he can play the violin and stuff. Like, whew. And he got in for the summer program, and we were surprised because he did this over the phone. He put the phone down, told them type wait, and then he put the music on. He did the music for them. I was shocked. He could play all kinds of piano, and he just listens to something, and then he could play it by ear. So it's amazing. We have a superpower sometimes. We can absorb things, or see things and sketch it, or remember or retain information, or we can, throw out facts to people and don't remember where we learned this from, but we get facts and then we throw it out to people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
with our fascinations.
I'm fascinated. I just cannot. I don't retain it. I really, it annoys me so bad. I tell my boyfriend all the time, man, I wish I was like more it's so annoying that you've learned it, but you can't recall. I could have just learned it and still can't recall it to say it back. But then I read it, I'm like, right, that exactly right. I knew that, but it really bugs me. But I've always been in awe of my brother. It's incredible.
like somebody.
Well, see, Bern, you're a lot like me. Now, I will not focus on anything I am not interested in. Now, mine is electronics. I'll take shit apart and I'll put it back together. That's what I do.
That's like a kid in my class I used to know. His name was Samuel, and he can do that. He'll take a clock apart just to put it back together, and he'll put it exactly like it is. And just really,
Well, see,
I
the only
used to do that.
you did, Grandma.
Yeah, I went to the emergency room because I broke open an Etch-a-Sketch to see how it worked.
oh God,
And my mom swore that I had poisoned myself, so she rushed me off to the ER. But yeah, I mean, that's me. I'll just reverse engineer stuff.
Right.
yeah, that's what he does. He'll take things apart and put it back together, or try to find out how it works. Like my jewelry box broke, and it makes the beautiful sound. It's for Swan Lake, and it plays beautifully, but it fell, and I couldn't get it to work. He took the whole thing apart, and it works just as if when I got it the first day. I was so shocked. Like, how did you do that? Huh?
Yeah. Oh no, that's really cool that they do that.
Maybe I can sketch things. I can see things, and I'll sketch it just as I see it.
Oh, that's neat. I wish I could. I'm not artistic. I'm autistic, but not artistic.
Yeah, I made a about that one time. Somebody said, "Are you so you're autistic?" Yep, that's how come I hold a paintbrush and a pen.
Well, see, my sibling would take things apart and wouldn't know how to put them back together. So they would just call me and they would FaceTime me. Can you help me put this back together? I'm like, yeah, you do this, you do that. You put it together, screw them back in, whatever. Now, normally I have to be there to do it myself. It's just easier that way for me to do it because it's not easy to explain how to put something back together over the phone. Now, my other is electronics. I self-taught myself how to use a computer, tablet, cell phone. It don't take me long to learn how to use a tablet. It takes me 5 minutes to use a tablet, learn how to use it. I don't even use instructions. They're
I
useless.
didn't tell you when I had my problem with my tablet because I couldn't work my tablet for nothing. I needed to find you.
Well, instructions when it comes to electronics are useless to me because I don't need them. My brain is actually the instructions. But as for like, okay, Burden she can read a page and doesn't like retain what it says. See, now with me, I can read an entire book. I'll remember what that book says, but then a few days later, I have no idea what the hell I just read. I don't remember.
I remember the concepts of it.
No, I'll just I mean, I'm a Stephen King fan, so I will watch the movie if I don't remember the book. I was like, all right, screw it. I ain't reading this book again. I'm going to watch the movie.
You're the cheat zone, huh? You're going to you're going to do the, what do they call it? Keynotes. You're going to go to the movie right now.
I'm going straight for the keynotes, yep.
Go for the keynotes. Go right to the movie. Find out anything you want to know. But see, the books.
But the other thing she and I have in common is that she and I both talk a lot. That's what got me into a shit heap of trouble when I was growing up. Is the talking. That's what got me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Got me a lot of red slips in school. Sure did.
It got me paintings. That hurts. My family is from Japan, so we lived over there, and their schooling is a little different from the schooling over here. Discipline was a normal thing over there. And yeah, you do something bad, they will cane you with a stick. And they have 2 splits to it, and it hurts. So yeah, I tend to get in a lot of trouble for that.
Mm.
And them things hurt
Mm-hmm.
because they're bamboo sticks. No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ladies. I am going to shut this down.
Mhm.
Thank you everybody for coming and chatting and just having fun and
Of course, Grandma.
giving me my new stuff like you can fix stupid
I'm gonna put that on
and
my
Run with
book.
that, Grandma. Run with it.
the
So I'm gonna put,
goalpost Roomba. Yep, I'm on it. Yes.
if you become stickers, Grandpa Terry, let me know. I will buy the stickers from you.
Okay, sweetheart.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Y'all
Good night.
sleep well. Thank you, Burden. Thanks, Earth. Thanks, Wishful Thinking.
You're welcome.
Good
Grandma.
night.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
for
us.
your kind words. Thanks for coming up, Earth and Wishful. Thank you for a safe space, Grandma Sherry.
Yes, thank you very much. It was good to speak.
You're
And thank
welcome.
you everyone in chat. I appreciate the kind words from everyone. I'm sorry that I was emotional. I really do. But thank you so much.
Emotional is good.
Yeah, that means you're alive. That means you're a human.
It's
Aw.
okay. You know what? At the end of the night, you made us feel better.
Mhm.
I
So
appreciate
it
y'all
worked
so
out
much.
both ways. It worked out both ways.
Yes, it
You
does.
Yeah.
and you are always loved.
When
Nobody.
Yes. You
when
are
you're
always
open
loved.
like that, it actually helps others. It blesses other people because they understand they're not alone. They're not the
Mhm.
only ones going through those things. And I think that's the power of community is when you have people that come together and love and understand, have compassion and grace with one another.
Mhm.
It makes us stronger.
It makes
Yeah.
us human.
Yeah.
It makes us human at the end of the day.
Okay. Good night,
Every
everybody.
Good
night.
night, guys. Love you
Good
Good
guys.
night,
night.
everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
And here is all the helplines. If you having trouble, you feel a little down, or you're just kind of confused about something, here's some specialized helplines for you. Always in my video description, always in my about section, links for outside the US. And remember, I love you. You're so important to me. And I thank y'all for being here.